Here's a little backstory. I've been on Edgar since the amateurs. When I was number one on the USA team, they brought him into training camp for sparring. You know, I ain't gonna talk about sparring, but we know what's up. Then we went pro. You know, we both signed the top rank. We cool. We see each other, dab each other up, catch up. Like, what's up, man? But then one time after my fight, I get on Twitter and there's a post from him talking about, oh, Steven Nelson trash, trying to smash him. And I'm like, hell, this is coming from? So I DM him, like, man, what's up? What's going on? Like, what's good? He like, oh, man, somebody told me you called me out, so I just said that. Like, dude, why would I ain't had no reason to call you out, dude. Like, I was ranked above him at first. I'm like, why would I call you out? Why would I go backwards? Like, where it coming from? He like, oh, okay, cool. But then he keep on like throwing a little subliminal shot. So I'm like, man, I addressed it because where I'm from, if you got beef, you handle it and then you move on from there. You know, but so I've been on that, like, man, let's make it happen then. You know, Top Rank, I don't know if it was Top Rank or his team, but they turned down the fight a couple times. Like, all right, move on. But I'm like, man, let's make this fight happen for the past few years. And then now he talking about some other dude, like Junior, or whatever the dude name is. Like, oh, I'll get my brother to fight you. I'm like, dude, wait, I'm talking about me and you. We're not talking about nobody else. We talk about me and you. And as a man, I'm not going to bring in another man to handle my beef. That's some clown shit. But what I will do is I'll beat your ass. Then when I get done, if he want to step in to defend you, I'll beat his ass too. We can make that simple, just like that.
What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know, boxing, coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Steve Nelson, Steve Too Cold Nelson, or So Cold Nelson. I think it's So Cold Nelson. My bad, Steve. And we got Gabe Rosado and Edgar Berlanga in the news. Gabe and Steve calling out Edgar Berlanga, all right? This is Gabe Rosado's verified Instagram account. He says, he tagged Edgar Berlanga, fought a guy fresh out of prison and on a 10-year bid. Dude was clearly not in shape. How the hell did this fight even get approved? Berlanga don't want no smoke. He know about our last sparring session. Easy work. But now that you're a free agent, let's run it on Serrano's sister. So that's Amanda Serrano, whatever. Shout out to her. Great Hall of Famer. Card in your hometown in New York. Most valuable promotions, MVP, that's Jake Paul. His promotions, let's make it happen. All right. Shout out to Amanda Serrano. My bad. I was like, my mind was kind of rambling when I was reading. So anyways, all right. So listen, man. There's a lot of dumb boxing fans. So I have to make this video because you'll have people tell you, what did Gabe or Steve do to deserve a fight with Edgar Berlanga? And I am here to tell you before you ask that question, before you try to write Gabe Rosado or Steve Nelson off, I want you guys to really think about something, because a lot of you guys got that Canelo fight confused. Edgar has not beaten anybody to make me feel like he's, that Gabe Rosado nor Steve Nelson are not worthy of speaking on as being opponents for him. Let's keep it a buck here. He got the Canelo fight. All right, the man lost virtually every round. And it's no shade at Edgar, but I'm just speaking facts. Nobody in their right mind, and I mean nobody outside of maybe hardcore Berlanga fans, which I'm sure he has some. He's from Brooklyn, right? Fat Joe, you know all them, right? Fat Joe is a big supporter of him. So I'm pretty sure it's a few, but literally a few. But nobody in their right mind, no hardcore boxing fans, even no casual boxing fans, was asking for a Berlanga versus Canelo fight. You know why? Because Berlanga had not proven himself. I like to call it skipping a class. Berlanga has never fought the class below Canelo Alvarez in order to graduate to get a fight with Canelo. He didn't fight the Caleb Plants. He didn't fight, and this is no shade. When I say class below, this is no shade at any, because Caleb is a great a great fighter. All these guys are great fighters, but Canelo is, he's in a class of his own. He can pick and choose his opponents, right? But he didn't fight the Caleb Plants, the Jaime Munguias, the Jamal Charlos, the Diego Panchecos, the Demetrius Andrades, the Jaime Munguia. I might have said Jaime Munguia, my bad. But he didn't fight any of these guys in order for and beat any of these guys to get a Canelo fight. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I want you guys to really think about this. Who did this man beat for you to say Steve So Cold or Gabe Rosado should not be in a ring with Edgar? I actually think that both of those fights are good for Edgar. All right. Yes, Gabe, I think, Gabe is I've always loved Gabe. I mean, you gotta like Gabe. Between like Gabe Rosado and Derek Chisora, fighters like that you gotta love because they're gonna take all the smoke there is. Steve, so with that being said, these guys would be a good test for Edgar to see how good he really is. We don't really know how good Edgar, we know he's not on the level of Canelo, but nobody really expected him to be. So we don't know how good he really is. And so he needs to step up his competition. Now, I don't know how likely that is, seeing how he's no longer with DAZN. If you guys don't know, I did a video about that. He's no longer doing business with Eddie Hearn. He's kind of upset about whatever the situation may be. But at the same time, I still feel like, so I don't know how likely it'll be for him to get into these fights. But what I do know is, he needs to make these fights happen. Demetrius, I was just thinking about Demetrius Andrade today, like how, the Showtime deal went up and now Demetrius Andrade is like being hella inactive, I would love to see maybe they somehow get those two together and fight. That would actually be a very intriguing matchup in my opinion. I would love to see him, we probably won't see him with Pacheco. Who is Pacheco? Is Pacheco with Matchroom or is he with Golden Boy? I think he's with Matchroom. But I would have really loved. Now I can't put this on Edgar Berlanga. I can't fault him for this. But I would have really loved to see Edgar Berlanga fight Jaime Munguia. But Jaime Munguia got to get back with old boy. I think Jaime Munguia would have beat Edgar Berlanga though. But then again, I don't know. It just depends on where Jaime's head is at. But it's just, bottom line is Edgar has a lot to prove in the sport, and this is his opportunity to do it. You got many people calling you out. This is the time to now, buckle down on your career and get these names on your resume. Now, as long as Canelo holds the title at 168, I don't necessarily see him ever becoming a champion unless if he fights for a vacant title. But I mean, bro, you talked about how you wanted a rematch with Canelo Alvarez. I don't see that happening. But work your way up to it, bro. Show why you deserve a rematch with Canelo. Show that you've learned and improved from that fight. Maybe the second go round, you'll put up a better effort. But it's just so many names in your division that you got to go through before I'm convinced that you should get a rematch with Canelo. Because, again, I don't think you deserve one in the first place, But who knows, man? Maybe Edgar... maybe he will prove himself. His division is it's not super stacked like 140 or 154, but it's definitely got enough talent in there to catapult you to a star power that you feel like you're already on. I don't think that he's there yet. He just fought on the undercard of, was that Ammo Williams? I don't even know how that happened. I think Eddie Hearn spoke on that, how he, said in his comeback fight, how his team wanted him to, have a comeback fight or whatever. And clearly the dude, like Gabe Rosado was 100% correct. I was looking at that dude's resume and that he just fought, and I was like, because I think the draw that he had was against somebody that Sergio Martinez had knocked out. So I'm like, damn, how old is this dude? And then I saw that 10-year gap. Clearly that dude was just like not in shape. I was just so not impressed with that fight. It just irritated me, like the fact that how the hell did they even sanction this shit? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it clearly he wasn't in shape. So, you know, get in there with some names, bro. Get yourself, because these guys are calling for fight them. Gabe and Steve Nelson. You can fight them both this year. You know, get yourself out there. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Who do you want to see Edgar Berlanga fight next? But what do I know?